When selecting the activities that I wanted to do with Liam, I specifically wanted to incorporate fine motor, visual perceptual motor, gross motor, and sensory processing skills while at the same time capturing his attention very quickly and making it an activity that he would genuinely enjoy participating in based upon what I personally know about his likes and his dislikes. I was eager to make sure that this is a relevant and important type of activity for my client. I did so by targeting his interest of Superman and his special interest in gross motor activities, while also sticking in some non-preferred activities such as performing the maze and a seated craft activity at the end for some fine motor and visual perceptual motor skills. There are also many emotional and environmental factors that I had to take into consideration, which I will talk about in more detail later on. I also had to make sure I looked back at the assessment session to take a look at what he did well on and what he could use more work on in order to plan my activity going forth. I noticed during the assessment period that Liam needed some additional work with visual perceptual skills during the BOT and the VMI, specifically on the mazes, folding the paper, and copying age-appropriate shapes. I incorporated another maze with a prone prop position on the floor to work on his visual perceptual motor skills in a more fun and playful way that required a start and a finish. I used the NDT frame of reference to think about proper positioning for this type of activity that could help facilitate developmental skills. I focused on working towards shoulder stability in this position and directing his attention to a task in front of him and working on strengthening his trunk control. I also incorporated visual cues such as the cape and eye mask that he needed to follow along the maze, which helped grade the activity down a bit because of my prior knowledge that he struggled with mazes.